Hello my loves, welcome back to Zeke's Lunchbox. Today we're going to do something a little different, and I've never done anything like this before. This year I really wanted to strengthen the community bond that we have with Zeke's Lunchbox. With my art I've attracted and accumulated and connected with so many great people who are creators as well, and I kind of want to bolster that community. I've been wanting to do a lot more interactive things with Zeke's Lunchbox. So today we are going to do an art critique. I'm really excited. A little nervous as well because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Zeke's Lunchbox is very much a place of growth and positivity, so I don't want anyone to have their feelings hurt. Sometimes when you are a new artist, any critique can sometimes be very scary. I totally understand, but critique is something that's very valuable and necessary as a creative. You can't make art in a vacuum. You have to get feedback from people, and your art also has to speak to people as well, so getting opinions is great and necessary. I would love if you guys have any critiques of artworks to pop them in the comments below as well. Let's just try and keep it as productive as possible. Now, I am only going to be reviewing patron artwork for this video. If this is a concept that is interesting to you guys, I'm more than happy to extend that into some more videos. I will most likely keep the majority of the reviews for patrons only. It's just a way for me to give back to my patrons who have supported me over the last few months. Yeah, it also may encourage you guys to want to become a patron. So if you want to become a patron, get your art reviewed by me, or we can chat further about your art, consider becoming a patron. I'm gonna get into it. I'm excited. Let's jump into the critiques. Okay, so first off, Moon Bandits. I think the color palette that you've picked for this is fantastic. It's like a split complementary palette, and all the colors that you've chosen are all cool colors as well, so that's why they all go together really well. I don't know if you did that on purpose or not, but really good color selection. Sometimes color is a little intuitive for a few people, but don't worry, it is a skill that can be learnt like everything else in art. I'd really like to see you go a little bit further with this color palette and explore a few more pieces with the color palette. I know newer artists tend to like try lots of different things. I totally get it. I'm the same way and I have been that way. I do find though, if you want to be an artist that is recognized for something, you do have to have your shtick that you do. Now, I wish you had finished the chest a little bit more, just so I can really go into that area, but you may be a little bit confused by the clavicle chest area. It's hands down the most difficult part to learn because it's a very strange part of the body. So if you are struggling with that, I would recommend just doing a couple of studies of just like chest, shoulders, clavicles, necks. I think if you learn the anatomy of exactly what everything is, it'll really help you memorize exactly where stuff should go. But I do really like the sleepy mood you've got in this piece. A couple of things that I would change with it, however, I would move this eye here and slightly tilt it that way. Really going back to your basics. I'm going to say this to a few critiques, but go back to the basics of really learning, you know, a circle, and then really figuring out how things wrap around a circle. That'll help immensely with where you should put the alignment of your eyes. I really wish you put in some eyelashes. I just think eyelashes can really push the mood of a piece, and also some shadows in the eyeball as well really sell three-dimensional feeling of a few artworks. Especially for women, I think eyelashes are really kind of make or break the prettiness of a face. And I also think the lashes would have really pushed the sleepy, like IDGAF schmood, you know? Feel like even those slight little tweaks into the eyelash really push that mood a lot more of that like Billie Eilish angsty mood. I'd also probably move the eyebrows in a tiny bit more as well. Generally, eyebrows, you want them to be lined up with the base of the nostril. So I think they should be pushed in a little bit more. And with this particular angle, don't afraid to go a little bit heavier with brows as well, especially now beauty trends are brows are a lot thicker. I already feel like those slight little tweaks have pushed so much more personality into this piece And now we need to darken up this shadow because the eyebrow's been pushed in a bit further. I would also lower this nostril ever so slightly. Just, it looks like this particular angle. Don't think you'd get that high of a nostril. What I also really want to see more in this piece is a bit more contrast in your shadows. When I was learning to draw faces, I'd watch a lot of makeup tutorials because makeup tutorials really do help you figure out exactly how to push and pull areas of the face. So adding a little nose highlight, a little bit of highlighter on her cheek, center of the eyes, the top of the eyelids, bottom of the eyelids, center of the eyes. You know, the highlights like that really help to push. And then I'd love to see just some more white in the eyes, just a little highlight. And that really, really helps to push more sparkliness into a piece. There's some more things that I want to do to this piece, but I think we need to move on. But I hope that's helped you guys so far in how you can possibly tweak your pieces. I think the lip needs to move up a tiny bit more there. Other than that, I'd probably push the back of the head more here, but I think those little tweaks helped the mood a little bit more in this piece. Keep going. I think you're really onto something. All right, let's move on. I really love this one by Interstellar Dreaming. I think you've done a really good job with the hair, and I can tell that you just really like doing hair. So I would continue doing more of that in the future with other pieces. Generally, when you have faces that are front on, you want to try and avoid too much symmetry because then it starts to go into the uncanny valley and starts to look a little bit scary to the viewer. With the eyes, I would probably make one eyebrow a little bit more ajar. You can see here they're quite symmetrical, and I would try and kind of dismantle that a little bit more. So let's go in and make one eyebrow a little bit more angled. I'd also move the irises out a little bit more because they're starting to look a little bit cross-eyed. So to me, that's already looking like it's got a little bit more personality. Also, with a really strong furrowed brow expression, you might even start to get a little bit of a snarl, in which case you might get a couple of lines on the nose. You could try that in the future if you really want to push that expression, because what I'm getting from this piece is that they're like a really strong character with like the wind pushing up into their face, so you want to push those expressions as much as possible. Move the nose a little bit higher as well, just because the space between the nose and the top lip is a little short. Whoops, let's try that again. A little higher. I know it's looking a little cray-cray with all the lines in it, all the white cutouts. And then I'd probably try and make the curves of the mouth like curl up ever so slightly, because they are like, I'm thinking a villain, and you want them to have like a little bit of a cheeky curled up smile. So you can just like curl up the corners of the mouth to really push that like evil expression a little bit more. You know what? I could probably grab all of these features, make them a little bit bigger on the face. Even that helps. Just because I think you could make the features on your face a little bit bigger, especially if you're going for a more expression-y, cartoony face. You want to really exaggerate the features. And then I think the ears need to move up, because with a face downward, the ears rise when you put your head forward. I know this is a bit of a hack job, but now that the head is angled down a little bit more, you need to pop in more head for the skull. Head is kind of chopped off. Even those little tweaks really push the angle of the head quite a bit. I know it looks like a little bit of a hack job because it is, but I hope by just a couple of those tweaks, yeah, you understand a little bit more of like how to push expression, how to exaggerate a couple of things. If you've got a mood, don't half-ass it. If you have a character that's like really angry, try and express that as much as possible. I think it's better to overexpress than to underexpress. So, okay, I hope that was helpful. Moving on to the next one. Okay, so this last artwork is by Cinderella Arts. Sid, I know you've been an awesome patron for ages and you've been watching my videos for a while and you've been super supportive. So thank you so much for submitting this work and being just such an awesome follower. This piece reminds me a lot of another piece that I posted a couple of years ago. I'm not sure if it was the inspiration. I have a feeling it is, and that's why I picked it. Let's be honest. Just like Moon Bandit, I think the back of the head needs to be a lot bigger. So let's make that a little bit bigger. I think even like triple. Let's copy and paste that and pop that on the top there. Let's fill in this top bit of the hair. I'm getting like a real Barbarella mood with this hair. And then this bottom bit here, let's just, I would say, give more variety and like bounce and curl and I don't know, personality to the hair. Hair can evoke quite a lot of mood, so don't be afraid to like move around with it. And let's cut this down ever so slightly. With hair, I do tend to like put a lot in and then cut it back. I feel like more hair the better, to be quite honest. So it's the same with this tendril here. I feel like it cuts down and stiffens up the piece. So I would say try and avoid really straight hair unless that's like the mood you're really going for, in which case I would say like try and push the straight hair even more. I just feel like this angle doesn't quite make sense for me to have like really straight hair. You want it to like kind of complement the body as much as possible. Now I feel like this jawline could be softened and also cut back. Want to give her some more cheekbones. Because she is an alien, she has like, you know, really sharp angular features. And this mouth, I want to angle it more to the other side. What? Wrong layer as always. I want to angle it this way so it curves with the direction of the face. I also want to round out the mouth a little bit more so it goes with the roundness of the face more. Then let's add some highlight to the lip, bottom lip only. That's usually the only part of the lip that gets any highlight. The ear for me, I think, is really important for this alien girl. I feel like you should just really accentuate it. You do have like a side angle. This composition can dictate or like justify having a really big ear. Then you'd probably see a tiny little bit of ear over here as well. Let's, just like with the other pieces, you really want to extend and like really exaggerate the eyebrows. The eyebrows hold a lot of personality, so don't be afraid to go big. Also, big eyebrows in vogue at the moment, so you want to make them big and beautiful. I do like the shape that you've got with the eyebrows. I just want to push them. You've actually done a really good job with the nose. Okay, the eyes. Because you don't have the irises in, they are missing quite a lot of opportunity for personality. So I would say let's angle them a little bit more, and also let's exaggerate them a bit more too. She's an alien, so she can have big, beautiful eyes. And kind of similar to the last piece, or to the Moon Bandit piece, I would accentuate the lashes. Lashes are a area of where you can add a lot of personality as well. So I really want to see them like cut back over the eye and really accentuating this like cat eye look that we've got going on. Even some eyeliner would really help accentuate this like really sharp look that we've got going on with this character. See, I already feel like that gives way more of a like sharp cutthroat feel, like she's gonna like come and eat you any moment now. This eye here, I would angle it ever so slightly to wrap around the face a little bit more. Let's make it really big too. Get that personality in. I feel like that's helped quite a bit to really push the character a little bit more. I feel like the antennas are getting in the way of her a little bit more. Let's get rid of them and then place them in. I think the antennas here could be used to create quite a lot of movement in the piece. That or something else. Every little element that you add into a piece should be trying to push exactly what you're trying to say. Like, what mood are you trying to evoke? Antlers are almost juxtaposing her character, which could be a way to add more personality. Like she's really sharp, but she has these like flowy, cute antlers, you know, so there is a soft side to the character. Or you could make a character really sharp and give every little element on them really harsh, sharp shapes, so there's no soft side to them, you know? Really at the end of it, you really need to think about what are you trying to evoke and say with your piece, and look back and see, is this evoking the mood of what I'm trying to say? So I hope that helped. Let me know if you guys think I helped or hindered any of these pieces. And yeah, let's go to the outro. All right, you guys, that is the critiques for today. I hope that was insightful for you. Maybe you may have learnt some things that you haven't considered for your own art practice. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with what I have said and the advice I've given. If you think I'm totally wrong, you can pop that in the comments as well. Let's start the discourse down below. Like I said in the intro, if you guys want your art reviewed or critiqued in one of these videos, consider becoming a patron. Over there, we do a lot of discussions about art and you see lots of exclusive stuff from me. Basically, it's a whole other community that's a little bit more involved and has more of my attention. Otherwise, if you liked the video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe if you got any value out of the video. If you want to support my channel and my art, there are two ways to do it. You can either get something from my shop or you can become a patron. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram in between videos. I post a lot of random stuff all over the place, you guys. Head over and stalk me on whatever preferred platform you like, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!